Esther, they're saying Esther's the sane one in this podcast.
Wow.
Okay.
I can't believe Auntie Jenny was worse than me. Just saying.
Okay, hold on. We shouldn't shit dog anybody if they're not
I'm
here.
not.
Okay.
I'm not trying
to be fair.
look at. I didn't think anyone was that crazy until she started. Yeah. Okay. My next question. I actually didn't think it was that bad, but I guess
I just want to know why she's so mad that I call her bro and I call everyone bro.
it's like it's just a respect thing. It's like your elders. Like I just would never.
I didn't know how old
Yeah.
she was old though. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just like I just wouldn't call people that. But I don't think
But would you get that mad?
No, I don't.
over that,
I don't
though?
think you meant it like that. but
No,
it was
I
just-
think they were already upset, and then him saying bro was just like a timid. But if they
Yeah.
were cool and they were calling each other bro, I don't think they would have cared.
You
I
can
think
sit
it was
either. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And I think it's because you kept antagonizing the situation.
How?
She was like, don't call me bro. You're like, all right, bro.
Did I?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I don't even think when I'm speaking, like it's just my vernacular. That's just how I speak, innit? Like, so I'm not even thinking like, oh yeah, I'm trying to push her buttons. Like all my thing is that let me say something because at this point I've said the least out of everybody. Do you get what I'm saying? So I was just trying to have.
But Auntie said the most.
Yeah, but
Auntie
she
taking
wasn't
up
the one
half the
talking.
show.
Yeah, but she wasn't the one talking
At that moment.
At that moment,
Okay.
exactly. That's
Okay.
the moment I'm talking about.
So we're gonna. Okay, I'm
move
gonna
on.
try to go on to the next topic.
Yeah, what are we doing now?
Okay, so I was.
Are we still live? Are we still live?
Yeah, we're live. But that was.
Amazing.
Got a lot of good clips out of that one.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
This is
Clips
the,
is mad.
Oh my
the mo-
God. That's going to be on World
Can you turn this?
Star.
Can you turn
World
this
Star
mic
Hip Hop.
This is too much.
Space yourself.
yeah.
That was mad.
Oh,
Yeah.
blessings telling that you guys to yeah.
Yeah. You can use that mic.
You know what the crazy Destiny. The crazy thing is, I've never had a kick out.
Oh.
I've made it a whole year almost. I've never had anyone walk out.
We brought
kick
that
out.
Miami energy back.
I know. I was like, what the hell?
Wow.
Oh my
Are
gosh.
you the Miami of Europe?
What?
Is London the Miami of Europe?
No. Okay. Can women respect a man that they make more money than? Do you guys think?
I think when it comes down to actual household, because I know what you guys like to have like subservience and dominance kind of dynamics. I think that gets very hard when there's an obvious breadwinner, and I feel like realistically, whoever is making the most money ought to. It will just naturally.
But sometimes you don't have to say, you know. Like, I've been that person that's earned the most money. And it's about you respecting that person, not to throw it in their face either. And it's about, there's certain things that you don't even have to spell out. Like, I'm on 55K and you're on 25K. It's just like, okay, well, what we'll do for the household bills, we'll go halves. But I've got the holidays. And I've got do you know what I mean? So I think you can respect, but it's a choice.
It makes more sense when you're more impoverished. So when there's someone that's obviously like you are dependent on them for rent and food, that's when the dynamics you can't really have that dominance.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's the impoverished bit.
I think for a lot of these things, my mic's on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I think for a lot of these things, I think it actually depends on how the man carries himself, right? I think that if you are
Agreed.
so like I think there's a similar question in terms of like, can a woman be with like a below average height male, right? There's a guy who might be 5'9" who carries himself normally, and there might be a guy who's like 5'9" who acts like he's very short all the time. And I don't think people won't like that guy, but not because he's short, because he thinks he's short. Same thing with like in a household, if the man is making less money, as long as the guy is contributing well to the household and he's not like being weird about it or being like moody about it, I think it could probably be okay.
Would you agree that it's more of the exception rather than the rule? That,
Are you asking me if I believe if numbers are real and they exist, or of course it's the exception.
Yeah,
Generally, men are
right.
more than women right now, so generally, yeah.
No, because I agree with you. Because I have a lot of tall friends, like super tall. Like
I'm not in agreement. In terms of, I'm gonna say, oh Lord, I want to bring culture back in here.
Okay.
Black Caribbean culture.
I'm
I'm gonna tell you, the average man versus the average black woman right now, the black woman is earning more.
Is that in the Caribbean, or is that in London, or what?
I'm going to talk about London, Caribbean.
Okay.
I can't talk about America. I can only talk about where we are now.
Sure.
What you were saying about at the average,
Yeah.
I hardly meet men that earn more than me.
Yeah, actually,
What
I'm
about
sorry. I gotta be.
African men?
Let me qualify everything. Anything I say, anything I
I
say
don't even
only
mess
applies
with you
to
lot
America.
419 business.
I
Your
don't know
money is
what's
not
like
legit, man.
So do you feel like you couldn't submit to a guy that makes more than you?
I would
Or
love
less
to.
less than you. Sorry, less than you.
Oh yeah, I could, but again, it's how he carries himself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I really think it's about how you
he carries
Yeah, and if you it's not even about position because it's about money. And when you get into the relationship, I think what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's one pot now, no? And we're all just...
That's it. When I first heard this conversation, I was always confused because I'm like, don't you guys have a joint bank account? Doesn't it go into one?
Well, that would be ideal, right?
Yeah, that's what I would think. That's why.
But apparently people have joint and then they have their own
that's
little...
what I found out later. But like when growing up, everyone I knew always just had a joint bank account.
But does that mean you've got one foot out the door then?
What
I'm wondering, in those relationships where you have the joint, but you also got your little side monies... Are you really fully are you fully invested in your relationship?
Yeah.
Or is that your money for a rainy day?
Yeah.
Like, for example, I've been told you have the joint for all your main bills, but then I have my money to do my hair, to do my nails, to do my, whatever. But why can't I take that from the main pot?
I think you should just like pay bills, pay each other. That's what I do. Like I tend to pay a little bit more in rent because I outer my partner. So she'll just send me like, I think our rent's like $5,000. She'll send me like $1,000 or $2,000 depending on what our agreement is, and then we'll just pay rent like that. And then everybody keeps their own money and they do their own thing. But if you want to do like a vacation or a special thing, then depending on who's got the most money, who earns more, again, it should be a team. You want to do things together. So like
that's what I would think. Like, wasn't it? But why wouldn't you just have one bank account if it's
the problem with one bank account is what you have to be really careful about is it's easy to lose track of spending, and the last thing you want is for money to get in the way of a relationship.
It's easier to track it.
Yeah, well, it's just like it's a thing where like nobody might mean anything bad, but maybe I'll be stereotypical. I'll say the woman. Maybe the woman loses track of how much like hair, nails, mani-pedi costs or whatever, and then all of a sudden the guy goes to check his bank account and he's like, what the hell? I'm missing like, $500. Like, what's going on here? And the woman's not even thinking like, oh, I'm spending all this money. She's like, oh, I got, this much here, I'll spend it. Yeah. And I think that's the thing you got to be careful of. I think joint bank accounts can work, but you got to be really, really careful tracking like the spending so somebody doesn't like build resentment, I think.
You might as well just not do it.
You think?
I mean, I personally, I don't think you should. I just think it sounds like too much of a cluster.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do it in your relationship?
No.
Really? Why not?
Because of what you just said. I don't want that confusion, man. Like, come on, man. Like my balance just decreasing because of hair, nails, bags.
It's the collective balance decreasing.
Huh?
It's the collective balance.
Nah, but like it still doesn't work. I just think it's confusion. We'd have to keep receipts, track of everything. Like, nah.
I think if both parties are making a lot of money, I think it's okay because you guys are rich or whatever. But when you're like paycheck to paycheck, man, if you're like 3 or 4 days out from payday and your account is broke and you want to go out and get just like some kind of food, and then you go and check in the last 4 charges where something your girl did, I don't care what kind of man you are, you're gonna be pissed off. Even if you spent more, you're gonna be pissed off because you're gonna see it. You're like, oh,
that's gonna be tense. Yeah. It's gonna be tense.
Yeah. Who do you guys think benefited more from the women's sexual liberation movement or the sexual liberation movement?
I would say men.
Men.
And it's annoying because in any scenario, men still always benefit. Even before women got their sexual liberation, men still benefited. Now they've got their sexual liberation, men are still benefiting.
Why do you think so? I mean, why do you think men benefit? I'm just curious.
The reason I think men benefit is because now men don't have to do a lot now to get sex. So literally, go on a dating app, a woman's coming. Even now, women don't even get their Ubers paid anymore. They'll be like, I'll drive to you because I need some D. Now, what it's done now is creating unrealistic expectations for relationships. So now, as a woman, you want a man to wine and dine you and 69 you. But I feel like now it's like men don't need to do that anymore because you can just get sex somewhere else.
Is that because I'm liberated or because the traditional values have gone?
I think liberation in the promiscuity manner. That's what I'm speaking upon. Obviously, I would say to an extent I'm sexually liberated because of the fact that I feel like I can have sex with whoever I want, but this is a person that I want to be with. It's not just somebody that I saw on the street and because he's fine, I'm going to let him put something inside me. No, it's because I respect this man. I want to see a future with him. It's somebody I actually see myself with. But I think a lot of women now, it's just, I'm horny. You know what? Let me give it to any man. And I feel like that is
They don't give it to just any man, bruv.
A lot of women do.
Oh, sorry, I called you bruv. I apologize.
Right, bro. You can't
You're going to come hurt me now. Sorry.
How many bodies have you got?
I got to watch my back now because I called you bruv. Do you know what I mean? But I think like a lot of times, like you're saying, yeah, you're liberated and all this, but it's not like women are not just going around throwing it to just any guy out there because there's loads of guys that are not getting any box. And you don't always forget that every single time we have these
I hate
conversations.
this point.
I don't
No, but it's true because you don't even register those guys.